What if I told you that some of Sri Lanka's most beloved desserts served at weddings, New Year celebrations, and festive gatherings weren't originally Sri Lankan at all? And what if I told you that they were introduced to the island centuries ago by a community that arrived as soldiers, exiles, and even deposed royals? And here's the real twist. Many of these sweets bear names, flavors, and cooking methods that trace back thousands of miles away to the heart of the Malay archipelago. Yes, I'm sure that some of you might have already guessed. I'm talking about the Sri Lankan Malays, Orang Melayu Sri Lanka, a small yet historically significant community whose influence on our cuisine runs far deeper than most people realize. While many know of their contributions to the military and administrative services, few ever stop to ask, what did the Malays bring to our kitchens? Well, stay with me as we uncover the fascinating history of Sri Lanka's Malay-inspired desserts and reveal the hidden Southeast Asian connections behind some of Sri Lanka's mouth-watering treats. Let's start with the one dessert that has become synonymous with Sri Lankan Muslim celebrations, Watalappam, a rich, creamy coconut custard infused with jaggery, cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg. But where did this dish really come from? Well, the answer lies in the Malay archipelago, the ancestral homeland of Sri Lankan Malays, where a similar dish known as sirkaya, meaning rich food in the Malay language, is immensely popular. However, in most parts of Malaysia, sirkaya refers to a jam-like spread made from coconut milk, eggs, and sugar, infused with the fragrance of pandan leaves. Across Malaysia, Brunei, and Indonesia, different variations exist, all showcasing a shared heritage. But what about the name Watalappam? Well, some believe it originates from the Tamil words Vattil Appam, meaning bowl cake, while others trace it to the Tamil phrase Vattamana Appam, meaning round bowl-shaped cake. Interestingly, Sri Lankan Tamils do not use the word Vattil for bowl. Instead, they say Satti, Kunnam, Kopai, or Kudikalam. This suggests that Tamil-speaking Moor Muslims, rather than Tamils themselves, coined the term Vattilappam. But regardless of the name's origin, one thing is certain. This iconic dessert is a direct link to Sri Lanka's Malay heritage. Now let's move on to a lesser known, yet equally intriguing dessert, Sinaku, also known as Chinakue in Malay language. This soft, sticky, caramelized steamed cupcake made from rice flour, coconut milk, and jaggery is believed to have been introduced by Malay settlers during the Dutch colonial period. But here's the mystery. Why is it called Chinakue, meaning Chinese cake in Malay language? Well, there are two main theories. Some believe it gets its name because it was steamed in Chinese porcelain cups. Others suggest it was a Lunar New Year delicacy, originally prepared by the Chinese communities in the Malay archipelago before making its way to Sri Lanka via Malay migrants. And here's something even more fascinating. Sinaku closely resembles Indonesian dodol Cina and kue keranjang, both traditional Chinese New Year sweets made using coconut, palm sugar, and glutinous rice. Coincidence? Well, I don't think so. Did you also know that even dodol, the sticky, chewy, caramel-like confection made of coconut milk, rice flour, and jaggery, is yet another Malay introduction to Sri Lankan cuisine? Known by the same name in Malaysia and Indonesia, dodol remains a popular traditional delicacy across the Malay world. Today, dodol is widely made in almost every Sri Lankan home, particularly in Sinhalese households, especially during Aurudu, New Year celebrations. But few realize that its roots stretch back to Southeast Asia. So next time you take a bite of dodol, remember you're tasting a piece of Malay heritage right here on our island. And then we talk about another cake, arguably of Malay origin, and that is bibikang, the dark rich coconut cake infused with spices beloved in many Sri Lankan households. But here's the twist. Historians still debate its origins. Some believe it derives from the Portuguese-influenced Goan dessert bibingka. Others argue that it was popularized or even introduced by the Malays due to its striking resemblance and similarities to Indonesian kue bingka and bingka ambon. So was bibingka a Portuguese legacy, a Malay influence, or the result of centuries of colonial culinary fusion? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Discussing Malay desserts, we need to talk about one of the community's favorites, dosi, a confection that closely resembles candied fruit or preserves. The term dosi is believed to come from the Portuguese word doce, meaning sweet. However, similar confections exist across the world, making it difficult to pinpoint its exact origins. In Goa, for example, a dish called dosi is made from split Bengal gram, chana dal, grated coconut, sugar, and clarified butter. Yet another possible connection to Sri Lanka's colonial past. Let's now talk about another Sri Lankan dessert that might just have Malay origins, saukindi. In Tamil, the name translates to mixed sago, and this dish is simple yet indulgent combination of sweetened sago pearls, clarified butter, cashews, and raisins. But here's where it gets interesting. Variations of saukindi exist across Southeast Asia and the Indian subcontinent, making its exact origins a mystery. And speaking of sago, did you know that even the word sago itself comes from the Malay word sagu, referring to the sago palm tree which entered the English language through Portuguese and Dutch merchants in the mid-16th century. Similarly, the word pandan also comes from Malay, referring to the Pandanus amarylifolius plant, an essential ingredient in many Southeast Asian desserts. But here's some fun facts that might surprise you. One of Sri Lanka's favorite tropical fruits, rambutan, also has a Malay connection. Yes, you heard that right. The name rambutan comes from the Malay word rambut, meaning hair, a reference to the fruit's hairy outer skin combined with the suffix an for noun formation. Some Sri Lankan Malays believe the name actually derives from rambut utan, meaning hairy jungle, a nod to its wild, untamed origins. Likewise, the infamously smelly yet irresistibly tasty durian also traces its name back to Malay origins. The word durian comes from duri, meaning thorn, a fitting description for the fruit's spiky, armor-like rind. From watalappam to dodol, from sinaku to bibika, Sri Lanka's dessert table is a living testament to centuries of migration, cultural fusion, and colonial trade routes. Though small in number, the Malay community's contributions to Sri Lankan cuisine are monumental, their legacy woven into the very fabric of our island's food culture. Did I miss any Malay-inspired dessert that you have tried? And should I do a separate video exploring the fascinating history of Sri Lanka's Malay community? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And please don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more untold stories from Sri Lanka's past. Until next time, this is me, Zameer signing off, uncovering history one story at a time.